Por la tarde, la directora del Fondo Monetario Internacional dio una entrevista a Noticieros Televisa. Esta es una primera parte. La señora Lagarde revela cómo ve a México el Fondo Monetario Internacional, cuáles son sus preocupaciones, destaca las reformas en México y también señala el lento crecimiento de Estados Unidos.
We are looking at the country with great expectations. We are seeing a major trend of reforms which we believe are ambitious and necessary, which are conducted probably for the first time in the world without the background of a deep financial crisis and with a bipartisan political support. And all these reforms, we believe, will generate growth in the medium term. So we are very supportive of the reforms that are being conducted at the moment by the Mexican authorities.
¿Tienen alguna preocupación sobre México?
Well, Mexico is a very open economy and one that is very well connected to the rest of the world. So not only does it need to mind its own affairs and do the structural reforms that will boost growth, that will create jobs, but it is also exposed to the rest of the world, and particularly to the US economy. So I think what happens in the US is obviously of concern for the Mexican economy.
Pero Estados Unidos no está creciendo.
The US is growing. It's not growing as much as some would like it, but it's growing. It had a bad first quarter, for sure, but all the latest signs, all the latest confidence indices that we are seeing show a stronger growth going forward. So there will be growth in the US, and we are seeing growth on an ongoing basis.
Debe ser dos preguntas más. He visto que en Europa los políticos en las crisis económicas llegan mal y tarde.
You know, what was complicated in the euro area in particular was that one particular tool was not available. There was no way any of the 18 members of the eurozone could devaluate. So monetary policy was quite constrained. And there had been a currency union built for good weather, if you will. And suddenly the storm is on the scene, and the monetary union that had been built around the euro had to be strengthened in the middle of the tempest, in the middle of the storm. So it took them a while to put a firewall in place, to have the European Stability Instrument, to put together the European Banking Union, which are two key attributes for a currency union. I think they are now much better equipped, but the storm of 2008 took the Eurozone by surprise and required that many principles, many rules be actually transgressed in order to strengthen a currency that had not been built for the storm.
La segunda pregunta, se reunió hoy con el presidente Peña Nieto. ¿Qué hablaron y con qué se va de esa reunión?
I was very strongly reassured by his determination to pursue all the reforms, to deliver on his commitment to the country, to implement, even if it takes courage and if it takes patience, because these things do not materialize overnight and they do not coincide with the news cycle. The results will come in due course. But I found a president who was determined, who was courageous, who was prepared to take political risk in doing so, and who has a strategy. I was also, I have to say, quite pleased to see how much importance he gives to financial inclusion, in particular the financial inclusion of women, so that they can contribute to the economy, they can take pride in participating, they can gain self-esteem and confidence by being initially small entrepreneurs and then gradually, become members of cooperative and turn into businesswomen.
Pero usted sabe que las reformas siempre provocan en un sector un rechazo. Aquí lo hemos visto sobre todo en Europa.
Of course, whenever you change something, whenever you conduct an ambitious and necessary reform, you're going to hurt, vested interests. You're going to disrupt the old way, the routine, the habits that people had. And there are vested rights, and there are citadels that need to be opened up a little bit. So yes, it's always hard to change.